President Biden's favorite things to talk about is giving families, quote, a little bit of breathing room, unquote. It's a phrase he uses frequently, just as he also frequently talks about growing the economy, quote, from the middle out and the bottom up, not from the top down, end quote. He used both phrases in a speech just last week. And frankly, Mr. President, it's somewhat staggering to me that he continues to talk like this, because the Biden economy is the story of taking away Americans' breathing room. It's a story of declining purchasing power for lower and middle-income families, of wages that don't keep pace with increased costs, of stretched budgets and difficult spending decisions. President Biden has presided over a historic inflation crisis that has left American families struggling just to keep up. According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, in February 2023, a cost-effective, nutritious meal plan for a family of four costs $979.40 per month. 2 years earlier, that same family would have had to spend $674.80. That is a 45% increase, Mr. President. A 45% increase. The Biden economy is costing that family of four an additional $304 a month for groceries, or $3,655 per year more. And again, that's just on groceries. I don't need to tell anyone that prices have risen across the board, 15.4% on average since President Biden took office. And American families are feeling the pinch. A recent CNBC survey found that 70% of Americans are feeling financially stressed, 70%, and that the majority of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. And it's no surprise, given that inflation has outpaced wage growth for 24 straight months, meaning that under the Biden administration, Americans have received a de facto pay cut. Americans are cutting back on spending, dipping into savings, or charging expenses to their credit card to help make ends meet. Bloomberg reports on a growing trend of relying on, quote, buy now, pay later, end quote, apps for everyday purchases, noting that, and I quote, U.S. consumers are increasingly using such installment loans to pay for everyday items like groceries, highlighting the financial pain wrought by the worst inflation outbreak in 4 decades, end quote. That's from Bloomberg. Credit card debt hit a record high in the final quarter of 2022. And nearly half of Americans are carrying balances now from month to month. More than 2/3 of Americans are saving less than they did a year ago. And the list goes on. Put simply, Mr. President, if President Biden wanted to create more breathing room for Americans, he's failed. In fact, President Biden has taken away Americans' breathing room. And there's little relief in sight.
Dear friends, please keep an eye out for this. New state rebate checks are being sent out over the next few weeks. Numerous cities and states are experiencing record-high budget surpluses, and this is leading to several more rounds of inflation relief payments. My dearest friends, you may be eligible for some extra money. So please do me a big favor and watch until the end of this video for all of the details. Also, every Friday, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. Please make sure that you enter these giveaways by clicking and liking several of my videos, and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. My friends, the more videos that you watch and then comment on, the greater your chances of winning the weekly giveaways. Minnesota taxpayers will receive a small boost in their bank accounts this fall with one-time tax rebate payments, thanks to the state's multi-billion-dollar budget surplus. The rebates were approved as part of the state budget passed by the legislature and signed by Governor Tim Walz. Most taxpayers will not need to do anything to receive the payments. The money will be automatically sent by direct deposit or mailed by check, based on 2021 income tax returns. However, residents of Minnesota who have changed addresses or bank account numbers will need to update their information with the state by July 28th to receive a payment. Anyone who lived in Minnesota in 2021 and filed an income tax return or property tax refund is eligible as long as you meet the limits on adjusted gross income in your 2021 tax return. Georgia lawmakers have already given final approval to two pieces of Republican Governor Brian Kemp's tax cut plan. The measures would give income tax filers another $1 billion in tax refunds and also confirms Governor Kemp's decision to waive tax collections on gasoline and diesel fuel for months. Governor Kemp already signed his plan for a $950 million property tax rebate into law as part of the amended budget for this year. Kemp's bill would give a refund of up to $250 to single filers, up to $375 to single adults who had a household with dependents, and up to $500 to married couples who filed joint returns. The rebates or credits will be issued later this year. It would be automatic for anyone who files a 2021 and 2022 return with no further action required. Individuals who do not owe state income taxes, including many retirees, will not receive any money. Economists say a U.S. recession is still possible. They're just not entirely sure when it will happen. Recent surveys of economists suggest a downturn could now be a year or more away. The earliest a downturn would likely start, based on the most recent Wall Street forecasts, is the final 3 months of 2023, and that is what economists predict. Many other economists think a recession before year-end is far less likely. Unemployment remains extremely low at 3.6%, and many companies are still hiring. Consumers are also spending at healthy levels, especially on leisure, travel, and recreation. While higher borrowing costs have taken a bite out of the economy, the fence-sitters say households and businesses are still in good financial shape. That means they can continue to spend at levels that cushion the economy's decline. So when is a recession most likely to occur? Sometime by the middle of next year seems to be the best guess. Even then, few economists predict a deep recession like the one in 2007 to 2010. The odds of a so-called soft landing are also on the rise. Assuming inflation continues to slow towards the Fed's 2% goal, the rate of inflation using the central bank's preferred core PCE price gauge has been stuck between 4.5% to 5% this year. Economists say persistently high inflation would virtually guarantee more rate increases than the Fed now plans, and all but guarantee a deeper and longer recession. Slower employment growth, faster population growth, and a steady rate of unemployment are the main reports from the Bureau of Statistics' latest update. Employment climbed by 32,600 between May and June, while the population grew by about 50,000. Well, my magnificent and most marvelous friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for this Saturday. The winners of yesterday's Walmart gift card giveaway is Ella Ransdell and Eddie Miranda. Congratulations, my great friends! To claim your gift cards, please check your notifications page and send me a message. Or you could message me on my Facebook page. Thank you, dear friends, and have a wonderful and very blessed weekend.